Good evening, everybody, and welcome to race number 3 for the SERL Truck Series, live right here from Richmond, Virginia. We're going to be bringing you some short track action tonight for the third race of the season here in the Southern Excitement Racing League. Logan Lax with me one more time. Logan, we're going to be doing some Richmond racing tonight. How you feeling?
I'm feeling like they saved the cautions from last weekend to bring them out today.
I guess we're going to find out as we're got some qualifying underway here. Oh boy, the 66 sideways already. Let's take a look at what we got right now on our NASCAR tower, showing us that it's not showing any times here. There we go. What's going on here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second here. We are having...
His brain is not working.
Yeah, we're having a live timing glitch here. Give me 1 second.
I'm re-downloading the pace to make sure that everything's working on my end, because it looks like the 66 was just a blank
Something
red.
Really strange just happened here.
You mind telling me what happened? I can try and...
Well, my live timing just shut down, and I don't know why.
Oh, I have as well. It's shut down for me as well.
Did it really?
Yeah. Well, that's not good.
That is not the way we wanted to start this broadcast. Give me 1 second here.
Just for the record, that's not our fault. So, yeah.
What in the world?
I'll go ahead and say Landon Lacey currently holds pole over Dean Brummett, who finished second behind him at Nashville. So 1-2 Nashville, also 1-2 in qualifying for Richmond. I wonder if they'll battle it out again.
All right. Yeah, certainly sorry about that, everyone. We're definitely having some issues. The live timing and scoring just shut down on us here.
I think it's showing for me again. Have you refreshed your page?
Yep, I just had to reload everything here, so
Cool.
I apologize very much for that. Gosh, okay, that's embarrassing. Sorry about that, everybody. As he said, the number 24 is starting on the pole here. Sorry for the glitch, guys. I really hate that to start this thing off. Let's take a quick look at the points here as we are getting ready to grid these race cars. As we said all season long, we're going to keep an eye on these points. Landon Lacey leading the points here. Second place, 4 points behind the leader is Dean Brummett. Anthony Trippi, 15 behind. Dakota Reeder, 23 behind. And the OG here at SERL, Dakota Camper, making his first appearance in the 5th position. 24 points behind the leader. Hopefully,
the 1-2 from Landon and Dean has shot them up further in the points as they overtake Anthony Trippi, who I believe was sitting in first before.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely was. And I think everything is back live. Technology is wonderful when it works, so I certainly apologize about that real quick, guys. While we get ready to do some pacing here and get this thing underway, I want to make a mention down in your right-hand corner by the SERL Truck Series. You've got Darren's Gun Repair, Nail Gun Repair. They are sponsoring the Cleanest Driver Award, and they will be giving away prizes at the end of the year. It's awesome to see leagues promoting 0X racing, meaning no incident points. Props to them for coming on board and promoting a great thing. As we're pacing here for lap number 3 in the SERL Truck Series, number 24 is going to be leading them to green.
Seeing 24 in front is not new to this league after the race at Nashville, where he was pretty dominant, and then him and Dean ran away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, it was definitely a very strong race for those guys. And I made a promise last week that I'd get the team name right. So we're going to go with Filthy 5 Motorsports instead of 5-5 Motorsports. That was an error within the notes there that I kind of screwed up. So I apologize to those guys. And good luck to everybody tonight as we're getting ready to go green flag racing here at one of the funnest racetracks. I'm sorry, not Michigan. Richmond International Raceway.
Michigan is pretty
fun. There's the thing. My timing. Do you see that? It still says lap 2 of 150.
Is it counting for you? Like the...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's definitely a technical thing with the. It's not on our end. It's a. There's a glitch within the server, so I don't know what I can do. There we go. It reset back to 0. We are green flag racing here, live at Richmond. Again, sorry for the technical stuff, guys. Sometimes it happens, but we are green. The 24 down low side by side for the lead here with 316 Dean Brummett.
Now it looks like the 316 is getting a better exit on that high line. Maybe that's the better line for the beginning as the 24 keeps getting loose on exit. I wonder if maybe not being able to get up to that high line on exit is costing him time and grip.
Absolutely. Good point there. And we see the 24 kind of blinking out a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't affect his race moving forward. Great battle. Single file for the first few guys. We've got a side-by-side battle here, it looks like, maybe with Dakota and the 44 of Anthony Trippi, your winner at Daytona here. Great side-by-side action as Dakota takes that 6th spot away.
Now, 21 was one of our biggest movers last week at Nashville. He's now fighting the 77 to keep position 8. The 77 trying to take it from him.
It's a good-looking 77 car as we've got Paul Mikulacek. Welcome him to the SERL Truck Series here. Good to see a new face in the league. Up front, Dean Brummett, 316, leading the way here as we come already to lap 5. Oh boy!
No, I think we need a nickname for Paul. I think we should call him Paul McCall.
Paul McCall. All right. I sent him a DM and asked him to help me pronounce his name because I didn't want to butcher it on air. So, Paul, we're doing the best we can here for you, brother, and I appreciate the response. As we see the 25 of Cody Reeder taking that number 4th position in the number 25 machine.
Just like he took my number. As seems to be spreading out. As Dean starts to run away from Landon, I wonder if Landon just doesn't have that speed in the draft.
Yeah, it is. Has a pretty commanding lead, and I don't think that's to any surprise. Those two guys have been stellar so far this season. No surprise to see those guys up front here. Good battle, though. It's only 0.4. We're not up to a half a second gap there, so there's still plenty of time to make this thing work out. Let's see what we got going on a little bit further back in the field here as we see the number 75, Stoney Brimfield, in the 13th position, followed by Corey Stahl and Aaron Sayer in the number 42 black and yellow machine.
And our biggest mover currently is the 47 of Patrick Colby with +3 positions. You know, maybe with +10, +12 like we did in Nashville, which I believe this has a bigger field. So
yeah, you know what? It's hard to pass here, man. God, I love that number 07. I think I said that last week, but that chrome and that old school Vans machine, I love that truck. But yeah, I mean, this is a very difficult place to pass. The trucks are very, very competitive when it comes to equaling out the field and the aero package to allow these machines to pass. But this style of racing, man, sometimes that's when feelings get hurt because you gotta use your front bumper a little bit to make some moves around a tight place like this.
Now, speaking of front bumper, it looks like the 45 of James C. Jones may have made contact with the number 2. I don't know if contact was actually made, but it definitely looked like the 45 pressured the 2 into making a mistake, and the 45 will take 16th.
Yes, sir. Using that old chrome horn there. In 17th position in the number 2, John J. McIntyre holding her down, followed by David Mayo in the 08 machine. Rounding out the top 19 and 20 is the number 15 of James McCanny. In the 23, Richard Gonzalez rounding out the field here.
As I know when I was scrolling through the field, the 75, if it would go to it, the 75 of Stony Benfield seemed to take maybe a different line. I don't know if maybe that was a mistake, but it looked like he entered high and just stayed high for a bit and then dove low. So it looks like he's entering higher and not hitting some of the other drivers.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I think we touched on it last week. A lot of the people on the outside looking in, so to speak, that maybe don't have all the experience of the sim racing that you and I have, don't understand how much discipline it really takes and how real this stuff really is, especially at a shorter track like this. Your braking points and everything are just crucial. As we see the number 21 and 44 battling here for the 6th and 7th position, 7th and 8th, I guess it is.
And as you were talking, the sim is the 45 made a really good move on the 42, and now the 42 is losing time as he's dropped back to, I believe, 17th now, losing 16th to the number 2 car.
Yeah, Aaron Sayer, the honeybee-looking machine, dropping a few spots early on in this thing. But I think we're going to see some comers and goers. Tire management, things like that, if we get a long green flag run, is certainly going to come into play here. As in the back, you see Richard Gonzalez running that high line, using that momentum to overtake the number 08 of David Mayo in the rear of the field. But do not look now. Up front, we have a change for the lead. Number 24, Landon Lacey. He wants to take charge here tonight in Richmond.
As the 23 of Richard Gonzalez continues to use that high line, and it seems like he feels really comfortable there, taking a really different line compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I guess it's one of those things, like we've said so many times, if, if you're going to follow the leader, you're just going to follow the leader. And sometimes you go to tracks that maybe you don't feel as competitive at as other places, and you just want to think outside the box and try something completely different than when everybody else is doing, searching for grip and searching for speed.
And you were talking about competitiveness. Number 16, Blake Giglio. I believe when I was speaking with some of the drivers after the race, Blake is a pro truck driver in iRacing, and he's doing the Pro Series. So he's definitely got some experience under his belt with competition.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Running good here.
Continues to blank out.
Yeah, and I was noticing too is that's part of the live timing thing that kind of affects us a little bit behind the scenes here when we're trying to produce these things, because when he blinks out on the server, my live timing screen glitches. So if anything like that, if anything like that comes across, I certainly apologize, but there's really nothing I can do about that. Good lead though. Dean Brummett's holding tight there. The gap is 0.42, and then back to Blake. Just a couple tenths there. So really tight battle up front here as they seem to be pulling away a little over almost 2 seconds there from Cody Reeder in the number 4th position.
Now, you talked about the gap from the 24 to the 360. That gap used to be a lot smaller. And I think as Landon continues to turn laps, he has more long run speed compared to Dean and Blake.
Yeah, similar to what we I think that's maybe what we saw at Nashville here. Taking a look back in the 7th position, number 7, Josh Anderson, 7 and 7. Good looking race truck tonight here. Solid top 10 for him early on here in Richmond. Coming to lap 23 of 150. The stage break is going to be at lap 70, but they do not throw a caution. They will simply just score out the bonus points for the top 10 and not throw a caution. They're going to keep this baby green flag racing, hopefully for 150 laps.
Now I have to ask, because it's on my mind, what do you think is the best scheme in this race currently?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I like Paul's truck. I think that's a really cool looking scheme. I really like that Vans truck. I'd have to say it's probably either going to be the 24 or the 07. I really like that 07. It's very old school, classic Vans. Stuff that I used to wear when I was significantly younger. And that 24 machine always brings a beautiful truck to the racetrack every weekend. So I'd say those are my favorites. How about you?
I would definitely have to say maybe the 45 of James C. Jones, as he really made the gray work with the rest of the car.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
another one would be that 25 of Cody Reeder. Maybe a little bit of bias because of that number, but I mean, I just think it works.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? It looks very clean. Very good looking truck right there
Yeah.
in that number 25 machine. Absolutely. And you weren't lying there. That 24 is slightly increasing that gap to, we are now up to 0.68 on the lap time here, the lap scoring here. So Landon Lacey up front, but he is having some connection issues as we see him blinking out front here in Richmond, followed by Dean Brummett in the 316, and the guy that we were talking about maybe doing some iRacing Pro here, Blake in the number 16 Toyota, holding off in the third position.
As Blake is trying to pressure the 316 into making a mistake, I don't think he wants to have to use his bumper to move him. But, if he needs to for extra points, he will.
Yeah, I think you're right. As we get closer to lap 70, those points will mean a whole lot more than they do now. We do offer one fast repair here in this league, and the one other thing that we talked about, the sponsor coming on board, is Darren's Nail Gun Repair. They offer bonus points for the drivers that come across the finish line at the end of this thing with 0 incident points. So awesome way to promote clean racing and clean driving. Does not seem to be a problem here in the SERL Truck Series.
As currently I look at the entries, I'm not seeing any incident points for any of the drivers.
It's awesome.
So might be a lot of extra points today.
That would be a pretty incredible thing, especially at a place like Richmond for sure. As we see the 47 and the 77 here, really good battle. Both great looking trucks here. The 47 is currently the biggest mover of the race with 6 positions if he overtakes the 77 right now on lap 31.
Yeah, as now he tries to chase down the 44 of Anthony Trippi. I wonder, if he'll be able to catch him in time for the stage or if he'll just kind of stick behind at a pace compared to some of these other drivers. I wonder if maybe he saved his tires early and is now pushing.
It's a very good likelihood here as we see this battle back here with the 75 and the 1 side by side for the 11th and 12th position. And in the back of that last shot, I saw, I believe, the 75 very loose on corner exit here. Going to have to keep an eye on that. Tire wear, all tire wear lives matter, right?
Yeah. As the 45 and the 07 seem to be going at it for... Seemed like they kind of were taking different lines out of turns 1 and 2. So I wonder if that battle will heat up. I definitely think that could lead to some interesting, interesting... I can't think of the word.
Battles.
Interesting battles, yep.
Coming to lap 35 already as we continue to see the 24 having a little bit of blinking issues. So once again, for you guys tuning in, first and foremost, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for supporting the 213 Broadcast Network and all of these awesome drivers here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series. But if we happen to have any glitches here, sometimes when people have connection issues on the server, it makes the cameras go a little bit haywire. There's really nothing we can do about that, but hope it clears up. You see that?
As you were talking about...
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. Go ahead.
As you were talking, Landon blinking out. Well, I guess I said that perfect on time. But one thing we're not seeing is cautions. Many people in the Discord were believing that this would be a very caution-filled race, but it's been pretty clean up to right now.
Yep, absolutely has. And we've got some Corey Stahl fans in the chat right now, pulling for number 66. The looks like Red Bull scheme, Peach Red Bull on the truck this evening. Good run so far by Corey, holding off the 12th position. Very, very strong beginning to Richmond here tonight. So thank you all for tuning in and participating in the live chat. And first and foremost, for supporting these awesome race car drivers.
And as you say that, the first lap car has been passed. The 08 of David Mayo sitting in position 3. As
Ready.
as I was speaking of how Landon's been blinking a lot, as Landon just continues to drive everyone else, just like Nashville.
Absolutely, just like Nashville. And yeah, so the 08's the first one to lap down here live tonight at Richmond, and we're going to have to keep an eye on it here. You know, we don't know exactly how many laps these guys can go. If I'm not mistaken, I think these guys run, what is this, 65% fuel maybe?
I think he said 6. Phil.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So we're going to have to keep our eye on when these green flags are going to start happening. It is a short track, and laps go by really fast. I would have to imagine maybe within the next 10 to 15 laps, we should start seeing some action on pit road here.
Now, speaking of action, the 45 is caught up to the 1, and we'll try and pressure him to make a move. As he just continues on that 1 car.
Yeah, he's got some
The
great,
kind of moving about.
great long run speed in that 45 car tonight. Absolutely.
He tries to dive under that 1. Will he make it? I don't think he will. He might try into turns 1 and 2. He's going to go lower on the tri-oval and try and dive under him, I think. So make the moves.
There it goes.
You have no idea how bad I want to scream slide job. Oh, the 66! I don't know what happened with him. I don't know if maybe he hit the wall. It seems like coming out of 2, he just gassed it too early.
Yeah.
Car went around. Yeah. He's able to save it, but a lot of position loss.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the rear end of that truck just broke loose there, and great save by the 66. It doesn't look like there's any incident points and on my screen here at least, so hopefully he can maybe get some bonus points at the end of this thing. Number 2 car there of John McIntyre is up 6 positions to match the 47 now. Both +6 are battling for that clean driver bonus points. Whoa, as you see him getting squirrely coming out of corner exit there.
It seems as these long runs continue to, build up, people are starting to get more and more loose out of the turns just due to the amount of tire wear on these.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think the reason it's coming more out of turn 2 is turn 2 goes to more of a straightaway, whereas out of turn 4 you have your car is going to, so you're kind of following it with the rear end.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming to start-finish line there, I guess it's considered the front stretch, but it's not really straight. It's kind of curved all the way around this place, so it's a little bit different. Certainly a very unique shape of a racetrack here. As we see, the gap is about 1.5 seconds now between first and second position, and then about another second back to third, so they are certainly spreading out just a little bit here.
As Landon's trying to catch that 23 lap car of Richard Gonzalez. I believe I raced Richard in the 2-on-3 event in Michigan.
Yes, you absolutely did.
Oh, as the first yellow is thrown, who was that for? The number 2 in the 45? Or no, sorry, the 77. I don't know what happened there.
It looks like Paul. Let's take a look back here and see if we can see.
Ooh, the 2 locked up. 7. 2 just tried to go in too hot to make that move and
yeah,
couldn't go anywhere. Unlucky for the 77 of Paul McCall.
Oh man, yeah, unfortunate. Nothing you can do at that point. The 2 just got in there a little bit hot, and you hate to see that happen. But we do have one fast repair here. If they need to use it, it is available. Did see an incident with George Jewell as well. I'm not exactly sure if maybe he was a late. While we're under caution and have time, let's go back and see if we can see what happened here.
You said the 07?
I think so. It's showing an incident. It looks like he missed it. I don't see any contact there.
Oh no, I think when he went back onto the track to avoid the 2.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Maybe a little bit of net code.
That's what I was thinking, because it didn't look like he quite hit him, but okay.
Yeah, he went around him. I'm wondering if maybe the incident is just from him rejoining the track to try and avoid that 2 car.
That's very possible. as we see all of our leaders on pit road here. Landon Lacey, well, the top 3 stay the exact same. Let's see what we got here. It looks like James McCanny in the 15 might have gained some spots.
And as we were talking about that 07, it seems that we have an 07 fan in the chat. Shasta Van Gisel? Feel free to correct me. So, yeah. Seems like a lot of these drivers have fans. I don't know where mine are at, but come on, guys.
So I'm not sure what happened with the 15 there. If maybe he missed his pit stall or something, because he is back on pit road. He's going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm not sure what happened there. Very easy to miss your pit stall if you don't have a pit down countdown or something. It's there's a lot going on and very little space, so I have to keep our eye on what happened there with that number 15 machine here. First caution of the day. Unfortunate incident there, but seems like everybody should be able to rebound and get back into contention here for race number 3 tonight in the SERL Truck Series. Coming at you live right here on YouTube on the 213 Broadcast Network from Richmond, Virginia. Everybody's pretty much where they were. I think Dakota stayed the same. Jason Templeton, 21, picked up a couple spots on that pit cycle.
Yeah, as Landon is apologizing to Dakota for his blinking in the driver's chat. Once again, I believe I said this in Nashville, but I can hear the driver's chat. Anthony has it turned off for anger reasons.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are usually pretty chill, but I mean, if someone does something really, I guess, out of nowhere, you know, you may get a reaction that we can't really put on stream, so.
Right, exactly.
It's my job to be the
yeah, absolutely. As we are getting double file back up here. Still a little bit of blinking issues by the 24, but I think hopefully it'll withstand the rest of these laps here.
As Landon and James are joking around in driver's chat. Landon's blinking again. I don't know. Recently moved back, so I wonder if maybe, you know, it's just trying to get used to that router again or whatever.
It's the iRacing pace truck down on pit road, and we are back green flag racing. Lap 53 in the books.
As the truck drove down, Landon drove away as he leads into 1. Now, one thing we saw is Dean seemed to have better short run speed, but maybe he'll just then maybe some contact in the back.
Side by side here for the 6th and 7th position. Jason Anderson, Anthony Trippi, the 21 of Jason Templeton. Good side-by-side battles here, all within the top 10.
As the 44 is trying to carve his way through, the 1 is trying to do the same on the outside of that 7 car, as there's a lot of people in this backpack. The 42, the 77, the 23, the 47. The car that I believe is going to pit road, that would be the 07. I wonder if maybe they didn't pit originally and are now going down. So that's not going to go down well in the books of the 07 fans of Jewel.
All right, yeah, that's not a good way to have it done here. Unfortunate for them, as we see Anthony Giglio, man, he wants to come up here and battle, take that lead away. Or Blake, I'm sorry.
I was like, oh, he hit the wall. He hit the wall.
Don't know where I got Anthony from.
You? It looks like going into 3, the 16 made contact with that outside wall. I'm going to go back and look at it.
Ooh, he's going deep. He's taking it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, 16 maybe trying to get a bit more space out of that car than he can. 2 laps ago, just made contact with that outside wall, but I don't think it matters. Well, he's already passed Landon Lacey. As Dean, I think, is just going to sit behind and try and get whatever points he can.
And I think we saw this, last week, as some people just really understand tire management. They realize it's too early in the run to push. They're planning for a long green flag run here. And it could very well be that scenario where the 24 just said, you know what, Blake, you go ahead and lead this thing. I'm going to follow you for a little bit and keep my tires cool, and allow you to burn up that rubber while I just stay patient. So we'll see.
Someone burning up rubber would be the 77 of Mikolajczyk, as he dives under the 42 now, trying to make a move on that 45 maybe. So he's just going to wrap around turns 3 and 4. That's a 23 and the 2 or 2 wide. 2 maybe playing a little safer than he was after that wreck, knowing he doesn't have another fast repair.
Yeah.
If he used it.
Yeah, oh boy.
As the 77 dives under the 45.
Whew. He's definitely not taking it easy, is he?
Yeah, I think a lot of people now are conserving because now they know that that long green run is possible. I think at the beginning of the race, everyone expected a quick yellow or a quick few yellows.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone just kind of pushed off at the start. Everyone but Landon Lacey, and he ended up taking the lead back because of it.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Very good, very strong early run for these top 3 here. Impressive overtake by that 16 car, but that 24 is closing back in as the gap is only about 1/10 of a second. So he is there.
Yeah, the 24 really wants to go back to back. I believe if Blake wins, that'd be 3 different winners in 3 different races.
That's what we like to see.
Closer. So, it looks like Landon is losing some time. Maybe not much, but it's it'll build up over time. As he's going to clip the apron, maybe his truck gets a bit tight.
Definitely don't want to get too far underneath that yellow line, as it will break your vehicle loose for sure. 25, Cody Reeder up 2 positions since that restart here in the 4th position, followed by Dakota Camper.
As Cody was sitting 4th for a while after the start of the race, just kind of sitting behind the leaders. As it looks like he's going to fall to do the same thing again, maybe.
Let's see here. We still got a pretty good points thing going on for Anthony. Coming out here and winning Daytona.
No Anthony.
Huh?
There's no Anthony.
Trippy.
Oh, Anthony Trippy.
Yeah.
I'm so used to you being like the only Anthony that I know. Okay.
Other ones are allowed to exist. Yeah, but had a not the greatest day. I don't think he had at Nashville. Lost a few spots, but good run going here today. As Bobby Anderson up a couple spots again since the restart here in the 8th position. Another good run going for that team. And Josh Anderson, we'll have to touch base with those guys and see if they're related in any way in the 9th
There's
spot.
a lot of Andersons.
Yes, there is.
As a few laps ago, while we were making fun of the fact that there are more than one Anthony, he tried to make a move around the outside of the 3 and just wasn't able to get it done. So
Yeah.
he's going to try and dive low, maybe in 3 and 4. He seems to have more pace than Dakota, but if he can't get around Dakota, then that pace doesn't matter. But you may see maybe a shove just to try and get that extra point battle against leaders, because as Dean, Blake, and Landon are ahead, he's losing more ground.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is. And I think those are some names that we're going to have to keep an eye on all season long here. Certainly many, many different styles of racetracks that we're going to be bringing to you here in SERL. So certain styles might favor other drivers, and you'd be shocked at how different racing styles, can certainly destroy a points day if you're not fluid at the that style of racing. But that 24 car is not letting that 16 get away, as he is right there wanting to regain the lead here. Lap 71 of 150, green flag, live here at Richmond. We are going to take 1 second and step away and be right back. All right, we are live back here at Richmond Raceway. Thank you to Blake Howell and his designs. It is BHR_sim racing on Instagram. Top-notch NASCAR rivalries. DM him for a quote today as we see the 24 all over the back bumper of the number 16. And while we were under commercial, wanted to bring up that Blake did capture those points for leading. Oh, they contact!
Around he goes. Oh, that's huge. As I think Blake down and Landon with having some time, whereas the 2 spins as well.
Man,
42 nowhere to go.
We have a parking lot here, boys and girls. Well, prior to us cursing the 16, we were trying to tell you that he won the stage, so he was going to get all the top 10 are going to get bonus points, but he is going to get the most bonus points for winning the stage. And then havoc happened. Let's go back and take a look at what happened between Blake and Landon. You can see the 16 coming down just a little bit, running out of real estate, trying to hold him down, pinch him down. And oh my gosh, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between those trucks right there. And it just sent him around. Certainly not a malicious act at all by the 24 truck there. And sometimes, and I'm almost speechless. I hate to see that. That's part of racing, man. That's how it goes. That is part of racing. And unfortunately, the 16 got the short end of the stick here as we are under caution at Richmond.
And our second caution of the day after the spin with the 77 and the 2. The 2 locked up when he saw the wreck on the exit of 2, and that's why he went around as well. Gotcha. Which then blocked the 42 in and everyone behind them.
Well, hopefully he didn't hit anything again. But as we see from that that last shot there, Landon Lacey stayed on pit road for quite some time. So it almost makes me believe that he allowed iRacing to work on fixing up his truck as opposed to wasting that fast repair, trying to keep that in the bank for later on in this race, as I think we are just a little bit past halfway here. So still a lot of racing and a lot of possibilities for damage. It's going to put the number 3 up front here. Dakota Camper taking the lead here at Richmond.
As Dakota Camper, I believe, is the winner of the last 2 seasons, as I was checking the archives the other day.
Oh, cool.
So,
yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he certainly showed a lot of speed here at the beginning of this season, and yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on that all season long. And as we said at the beginning of the broadcast here, he has made his way up to the top 5 in points. So he's certainly headed in the right direction to be a contender one more time here.
And being a contender is not new to him, as a 2-time champion, as the only Cup champion in, 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I think he's been used to being really dominant, but now people like Dean Brummett, Landon Lacey, and Blake Giglio are here, He's kind of running consistently, I think, top 7 usually, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I forget where he finished last week, to be honest with you, but he's certainly up there.
Check. I believe it was about 5th. Yeah, Dakota finished 5th. 4th or 5th.
Nice.
Not quite sure. I just know we got another top 5.
I definitely believe it. We're getting ready to go back racing here. Race number 3, the iRacing Pace Truck dives down pit road, and we are headed to the Geico restart zone, and we are back green flag racing here. Lap 81, starting now of 150. Awesome jump by Dakota Camper.
As it looks like, oh, the 47 is going to check up in front of Dean. That's going to lose a lot of time for Dean, as the 75, I think, has gone really high. Looks like maybe some contacts happened as the 21 is shoved by the 66.
Oh boy, a lot going on right here.
I think as the race, enters the second half, people are going to be more aggressive. They want that first win, and with everyone being bunched up,
Oh yeah,
they're going to fight for it. As the 16 is going to get close to that 75. 75 is going to slow down a bit, and that's going to, lose him some progress.
yeah, that 16 will be back up there. He just needs to keep it clean, stay patient. Probably a little bit of smoke coming out from underneath that helmet right now.
Yeah, as Landon Lacey is continuing to run the high line to try and pass these cars, some lapped cars, some, on the same lap as him, as he's gone from sticking to fifth around the outside of Richard Gonzalez, as he's going to follow the 42 now.
Yeah, that momentum is good. You got to be careful up there, man. That wall will come out and smack you real quick. That is, I learned that the hard way in the Cup car.
As Dakota, did Dakota pit?
Something happened. No, must have got loose or something.
I guess. I'm going to check the replay real quick.
Let me know. That was interesting. Uh-oh, we got a caution on the racetrack. David Mayo. Let's go back and see. We know that he was a lap down. Let's take a look back here in our 213 replay booth and see what happened here to the 08.
When you're done with that, I have an update on what happened with Dakota on that run.
Well, yeah, we're going to go with maybe some payback. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and stay out of this one. There was definitely some contact there, and it didn't look like he tried to avoid it very much. So what's the update?
So Dakota was forced wide by Dean, who made the move for first, and just got caught up there as everyone continued to dive under him, and that's why he went back from first to fifth in about a lap and a half.
So he just got freight trained by that low line then. Understandable. Well, that's very easy to have happen, especially at a place like this. And in most racing, to be honest with you, momentum is king. And when you lose that momentum and you get freight trained, there's nothing you can do but try to regain your composure, get back at it, get back into rhythm, and go get them one more time. As right now, we've got the number one of Bobby Anderson is up 6 positions, currently leading the charge here for your... Oh, no. Richard Gonzalez is currently your biggest mover, up 8 positions. I missed that one. So a heck of a rebound so far for him, because he was started this thing tail end of the field in the 20th position. Currently running in 9th right now for that number 23 machine.
Yeah, and something that confused me, Landon Lacey went down pit second time. I would think he'd want to stay out, knowing he would have better speed, even maybe on older tires, as he's shown throughout Nashville and, a lot of today.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, the only thing that I could think of, there we go, Filthy Five Motorsports. He made sure I got it right this week. So, Landon, thanks, brother. Maybe he's got a little bit more damage than we thought, but man, it didn't look like those two guys had really hit that hard to me, did it?
Well, maybe if he knocked his wheels out of alignment on that contact.
I guess maybe something. He knows something more than we do. That's for sure. So
I can check his car, but I don't see much damage.
No, I don't see
if
anything.
Any at all.
That's what I'm saying. Certainly didn't see anything that would. Well, the only thing, the other thing too that we got to keep in mind. I wonder if this is a fuel strategy.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have to pit anymore with this fuel strategy. As before the caution at, I believe it was around lap 50, still nobody had pit. There's about 60 laps left, so maybe he'll save and try and make up that time by not having to make another pit stop.
Yeah, that's just kind of light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, oh man, we could be in that window to where, he might just pull pull out a Hail Mary here if this thing stays green. And, wow, that'd be something.
Yeah, the best fuel strategy I've ever seen was a Porsche Mission League race. Jordan Pritchard did a no stop.
Nice.
45-minute event, did a no stop at Daytona,
That's
and ended up
incredible.
winning the event.
That is incredible.
He was running like 3-minute times compared to like 2.5-minute times. But since everyone else had to pit, and that took 4 or 5 minutes, he'd make up all that time.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, if you pace yourself well enough, you can definitely, not have to pit the rest of this race.
Yep, absolutely. So that's, well, you didn't hear anything over the radio regarding damage. I'm going to go with the fuel strategy. So we're going to definitely have to keep an eye on that if this thing goes green. Dean Brummett and Cody Reeder in the front row right here as we are about to go back green flag racing for race number 3 of the season. The iRacing pace truck is off and green flag is out. Dean Brummett.
3-6. We'll get a great start. He's gone already as the 25 will try and file in front of that one car.
Shot out of a cannon.
16 will move under that 44. Maybe a bit of contact. I'm going to rewind and see if anything happened there. No, it looks like the 44 just moved out of the way. Any other contact in the turn looks really clean. As another caution is
out.
For the 45.
Well, cautions bring cautions, ladies and gentlemen. We know that for sure. We got proof of it right here. Let's go back to the 213 replay booth. Let's see what happened to Mr. Jones.
From my angle, it just looks like he got loose out of 4.
I don't see it. Oh, you see the 15 up into the outside wall there, but I don't see anybody close enough to 45 to spin him.
Yeah, 15 maybe tried to
Chastain. Oh, yeah, he just got loose on his own.
Yeah, 15 maybe tried to Chastain, 50 laps early, 60 laps early, and then realized halfway through, not yet. That's just another unlucky event for James C. Jones.
Definitely.
Bill.
Yeah, he absolutely did, too. I hated to see that, and the good thing about this is if you're going to wreck, that's probably the best way to do it right there. He didn't hit anything. He doesn't have any truck damage. Maybe ticked off his good years a little bit, but he's still got a clean truck and should be able to go back and get after him here. We're going to see if we're going to have any takers here. Talking about, maybe what the 24 did. Kind of curious on the fuel strategy here if any of the leaders are going to come down and top off. I don't see any takers so far.
Looks like Landon is, I feel like everyone you see driving lower, on that yellow line is who you're going to see taking pit road.
We do see Richard Gonzalez on pit road.
As I was completely wrong, is literally no one takes it that I was looking at.
Yeah. Well, I said nobody took it, and then he made a liar out of me, but I'll yell at him later. But, hey, man, maybe he just wanted some fresh Goodyears on that thing.
Yeah, he was definitely catching pace, early in the race, running that outside. Wonder if maybe he can run it better than anyone else.
Quite possible.
I know sometimes that outside might not be better, on your own, but when trying to defend and pass people, it can be really strong. I was in a USA National Speedway race last night, and outside was better for defending.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's a lot of different lines, a lot of different driving styles, and man, I've had a couple really fantastic races here at Richmond, and I've had a couple really bad races here too. So I am not the the connoisseur of Richmond by any means. It's a very unique racetrack, and yeah, I ate dirt pretty hard in the cup car here this year in my league race, and kicked myself in the butt for that one because I was running great, and I just lost it on my own, and I didn't have a clean spin like the 45 did there. So, Mr. Jones, congratulations. You showed me how to do it.
You figured out how to wreck less. It was maybe the 15 and the 2 getting into it, I think. Out of 2, I don't know if maybe the 15 just misjudged braking. Yeah, maybe. No. TV2 is lying to me. It's looking like people are like hitting off the turn, but they're really just bump drafting. Not even like touching, but they're really close.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to tell.
It's making me like rewind and then realize that there was nothing there.
Just kidding. All right, well, we're going to try it one more time here and see if we can't get some green flag laps going, but hey, that's the way it goes, man. This happens in real life, not just the sim racers. Cautions bring more cautions, and that brings more tempers, and then that's why they call it short track racing, baby. Under the lights here at Richmond, things could get wild at any moment at a short track.
Yeah, short tracks are usually pretty well known for being a little bit damage heavy.
Absolutely, and back to green. 316 shot out of a cannon one more time. Lap 98 of 150 underway here live at Richmond.
16 committed to running that outside. Did not try and slow down to dive under that 25. Now he will. Maybe into 3 and 4s. Maybe the 25 getting a bit loose on entry. Now trying to make a move for first.
Hey, good run on the bottom there. He's dive bomb.
Maybe he felt a little bit of pressure from the 16 and, you know, just something clicked.
Oh, boy.
There's another 316 will go for a move.
That was awesome. Dean said not so fast. But that high line, that momentum.
Hold it.
Yep, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Momentum prevailed on that one. Seems like
as Cody has been kind of the fourth man the last 2 races. Landon, Dean, Blake, you know, it's kind of been him and Dakota fighting for, I guess, best of the rest if we're talking F1.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely. Some really good side-by-side battles here from 6th to about 10th. Well, probably more than that even, but lots of side-by-side action here mid-pack.
yeah, a lot of action, but not as much contact as you would think for, you know, a short track. As a really committed to running that high line, running higher than, you know, people like Blake Giglio who are trying to get as low as possible. Also drive a bit lower in turn 3 or 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's definitely utilizing it, and we just saw him on pit road and can't help but to think that he maybe has fresher tires than some of these other guys. So we'll see how that works out for Richard as this thing progresses here.
He's going to finish that move. Well, I think he's going to continue to drive away, and with that 45, as he's going to make contact with the wall, really heavy out of turn 2. As you can see, the back of that truck is just jacked up.
Oh, that's not what we need. Oh yeah, he's got a big old crease in the deck lid of that thing. Well.
Yeah, he made some huge contact out of 2. Maybe just trying to gas it a bit too much. He didn't spin it. Yeah, caught the rear end.
Yeah. Good battle up here.
Yeah, sometimes when that happens, you can't do much and you can't help it, but sucks for Richard.
Definitely does. We see that 24 machine diving underneath the 66 of Corey Stahl. He is going to try to take over that 6th position. Do not count out that 24 machine yet. He has been bad fast. Looks like he's got that blinking issue fixed, knock on wood, and he's coming back to the front after a couple lengthy pit stops.
Yeah, you know, maybe sometimes having the most fans is, doesn't make it so that you're going to win the whole thing. That was targeted at Chase Elliott fans.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. No, but, you know, Corey Starr popular, at least in the live stream. But, you know, kind of fighting to keep what he has, getting a bit loose, maybe feeling some pressure from everyone behind him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of loose trucks here. Oh, boy, that's tight.
7 and 66, yeah.
Whew.
77 will dive under that 66, try and get away. maybe push that 7 through. The action is definitely starting to heat up as the race goes on.
Absolutely is. And you see these top three nose to tail here. Between first and third is separated by a 0.28. So that's literally what we call under a blanket. You make one small mistake, and they're going to pounce on it, that's for sure.
Yeah, speaking of separation, there's not a lot between that 77 and 66 as they almost make contact off of 2. As the 47 of the 3 almost bump. It's a lot. It's very packed from 6 to about 13th, maybe 14th now with the 2, catching up to that 75.
You ain't lying about that. Boy, these things are getting squirrely on corner exit, man. Loose.
Remember, most of these guys did not pit on the recent caution. I believe the only one who did take a pit stop was Richard Gonzalez, who ended up hitting the wall. So, the man with the freshest tires not able to fully capitalize. As the 66 will get to the bumper this. Maybe bump him a little bit. 75 is going to get loose out of 2.
Yeah, he's wanting that position here. Diving underneath them. Oh, can he hold it down?
I think maybe that 77 is a bit scared of that 66 after 66 almost collided with him in 1 and 2. As the 47 will dive under him. 66 will try and dive under the 77. Ooh, that was a bad move by the 66.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he'll go around again. And 66 is collected.
Yeah, he definitely got in there really, really hot here. Let's take a look back at that. He definitely overdrove the corner, getting in there really hot here. As you see, he did not. Man, he's sliding. You got to give him credit. He's sliding. He's trying to slow down, I think. But, yeah, I don't know.
They always say nothing is too much, but right there, a little too much of that gas pedal. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. After that, Paul McCall has left the session, manually disconnected.
Wow.
Maybe annoyed after that move by Corey Stahl. And, you know, I don't want to blame certain people, but that definitely wasn't a great move by the 66. Already had the 47 diving below him, tried to make it 3 wide. It's just, there was no way it was going to work.
Right. Yeah, definitely not showing a whole lot of patience right there as we are under caution once again. Live at Richmond, short track racing at its finest. And, well, it appears tempers are flying just a little bit. We're going to see how that all plays out. And things like this, too, Logan, is we got to, as a racer and, you know, not now hopping in the broadcast booth, it's a completely different perspective than what we do on the racetrack. But one thing that I think we can all agree on is you race with somebody every week and they don't race you clean, you bet your ass you're going to remember that the following week.
Yeah, I had a guy who, I still remember, Justin Johnson. Dumped me at Michigan, then dumped me at Bristol twice the next week. I don't really like him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something you're not going to forget anytime soon. So definitely going to see how this plays out later on in the season. As I mean, that was our first time seeing Paul McCulloch here in that 77. So hate to see him out. We're going to take a look now at what we've got going on here, though. Looks like we had some takers on pit road. And that's going to put the 47 of Patrick Colby up front here with Dakota Camper taking up that second position and Stoney Benfield up in the third position here. So that changes up our front pack here just a little bit.
Yeah, and he was our biggest mover at, I believe, +8. Now at +14 with the recent pit stops.
Very cool.
The next one will be James C. Jones sitting +12 in fourth. You know, and after that, a lot of it is kind of moved about with, you know, some people taking pit stops, some people, you know, getting involved in cautions. Someone who was involved in a caution last week who really heard because of it would be James C. Jones, but now back up in fourth. Maybe he can try and salvage the race today.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully so.
as these top four, who I believe are the only ones who didn't, or who did and did not take pit road. Is there like a certain point where?
Let's see here.
It looks like everyone after Jones.
Yeah, everyone after Jones. Yep. So from 5th on back.
Yeah, so the top four.
Showing something here with George Jewell. Doesn't look like he did it either for some reason. At least it's not updated on my scoring if he did. Yeah, so the first four guys are on, well, I mean, pretty significantly older tires than everybody behind him. So this could get interesting, and that's where you've got to really pay attention to your restarts. Do not spin your tires as the pace truck is off, and we are going back. Green flag racing here. 47 up front, lap 118. Let's see how this all plays out.
Because I think the 7 and the 24 may have made contact out of 4 on the start.
Oh, wow, that 25 is... I think there's probably a lot of contact going on at this point. Whew.
It seems like I missed some when trying to rewatch that restart, because the 25 is already up into third.
Yeah, he's
trying to make the move on second.
Absolutely.
The 47 kind of ran away from the rest of the pack.
I think that 25 got a really good restart there. I saw him take it 3 wide and just blast through the middle there.
And we thought Stahl didn't.
Well, we're getting toward the end of this thing. Patience is a word they're not going to be using very much, I'm afraid.
Patience isn't exactly, a key value in the last 40 laps, so... As he's just going to ride the 47's bumper.
Oof.
Going to try and make that move on the outside. It's been so successful for other drivers today. Just carrying that momentum out.
It is.
He's going to 1 and 2.
He is. He made it happen on the top side. New leader, 25, Cody Reeder, right here, live at Richmond International Raceway race number 3 for the SERL Truck Series.
As someone who we kind of know fell back earlier, Landon Lacey is now sitting in 5th. He was the 4th to restart on new tires. Started 8th, up into 5th now. Trying to chase down Dean in the 47. Will make the move on the 3. So he's up into 4th.
Yeah, he's having a great rebound. Having a hard time keeping the camera on him with him flashing like that, but do the best we can.
I believe Landon Lacey did just make a remark about his blinking, saying that himself an EOL if he continues to blink like this. That would greatly hinder his points lead and maybe give Dean the points lead after that.
Yeah, that would definitely shake things up. And when you come here week in and week out and as competitive as he is, that is not the way that you want to lose a points lead. But we'll keep our eye on it right now as the 21 down underneath the 47, trying to take over that 4th position. Jason Templeton, great run for him tonight. Liver is king. All right, we'll let you have that one. But right now what he's having is a darn good race here tonight.
Yeah, and someone who's maybe kicking themselves for not going on pit road is at 47. Started first on that restart, now dropped back to 6th.
Didn't take long, did it?
Yeah, maybe the 1 now trying to search for that 6th position. We bumped the 47 back into 7th. Someone's going to try and dive low.
Yeah, he's there. Those, no, it's only a matter of time. We don't have a whole lot of...
Spin back.
What was that?
The 16 got loose.
I heard it.
I just saw a car like out of the background. Oh. It looks like the 16 braked. The 7 kind of got into him. The 7 started spinning, then made contact with the 2. It's a huge chain reaction. Okay in the end, but maybe a bit of damage for the 2 and the 16. And also that number 7 car. Looks like the 7 just didn't know when the 16 was going to brake and just kept going into him. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, definitely different braking points and stuff like that happens. And not the greatest change of events here for Blake. Man, he was up front heavily in contention
Ooh.
to win this thing, and he's struggling right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Josh just missed his braking zone because he ran into the backup like really hard.
Wow.
Like it looks like he didn't start braking till after he was in Blake's bumper.
Well, that's
So I don't
quite
know if maybe that was just a lapse of concentration or, you know, what. Oh, my eyes twitching. Hold on.
25 up front here. We are getting close to 20 laps to go already. Live here at Richmond International Raceway. Leading the way here by, we are at a 1 second gap between him and Dean Brummett in that 316 machine. Followed by Landon Lacey in the 24. Had a couple pit stops, fixed that truck up, and he has charged his way from the rear of this field all the way back up to the 3rd position, which is your current points leader. John McIntyre, up 11 positions, is currently the biggest mover of the race in that number 2 machine in your 7th position.
As it looks like Dean is maybe starting to close in on Cody Reeder slowly but surely. Hundredths from last lap.
Definitely keep our eye on that.
Richard using some colorful language in Drivers VC. I'm not sure if maybe something happened behind him. I will now check that out. Oh, looks like he went to make a dive under the 75. 75 just ran him down the track, got him loose, got the 42 loose. Both were able to keep going, but, you know, 75 just chased him all the way down. And I don't know, seems a bit dangerous to me.
Yeah. Well, it is winding down here, and it's going to be a whole lot more take than there is give, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, as tempers will run really high near the end of this race. Maybe see a little bit of anger from Landon Lacey, but quite close enough to show it.
No, but that battle up front is tightening up here. Those guys are...
half a second.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say, it's a little bit under a half a second. They are catching that 25 machine up front here.
Also, I would like to provide a driver update. Corey Stahl has also manually disconnected, so all the Stahl fans are probably not very happy about that.
Man, unfortunate, man. Hate to see that. Hate to see that, but come back next week and see if y'all can't change his luck. I'm sure he appreciates the support out there in virtual Raceland. We see that Dean Brummett, man, that 316 is closing the gap. We are down 2.3 on the scoreboard here, and he's closing in with 14 laps to go. Oh, he's loose, but man, is he closing that gap.
He is just ripping the track right now. I think maybe he realized he has enough fuel. And he's just like, I'm going to burn my stuff now.
Yeah.
Run away. Now, someone who else, another person in Lacey, I think maybe the 25 burn up his stuff on that restart, trying to get around everyone. As the 316 and the 24 just slowly moved through, and it cost that 25 car. As Dean Brummett will make the move on that 25.
Oh, that's tight on corner exit, but they made it work.
Yeah, better than earlier. I don't know if I'm allowed to bring that up.
Wow, that was really close.
Dean got really tight on entry.
Absolutely, but you know what that's doing? That's bringing that 24 car up into the mix here. Those guys battling side by side. It's only going to be a benefit to Landon Lacey. So we're going to have to keep an eye on how the 316, oh boy, how he handles this situation here. He needs to get by that 25 car pretty quick.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Dean will get desperate on, you know, because if he can do that bumping run on the 25, will stay in front of Landon Lacey, he'll gain, you know, 1 or 2 more points over Landon. That'll bring him closer.
Yeah, it certainly will.
Yeah, as he's just trying to chase in that 25. The 24 is there. I mean, he's right there behind them now. As we reach 10 to go.
10 laps to go. Man, this race went by so fast, as it does each and every week. Oh man, that 316 is literally almost touching the rear end of that 25 car as he dives low to try to take the lead here. Oh,
He's like, move out of the way, or I'll move you instead.
that momentum on the high side is just, it's so hard to get the power down on that low line. See what he's going to do here. Oh, boy, he drove in there hard.
Yeah, Dean's just doing everything he can. 25 and stay there as he's gonna. TV2 is scamming me again. I thought he got.
He's definitely loose, that's for sure.
Yeah.
These guys are putting on one heck of a show here for you guys. This is awesome racing.
So, just follow the 25 into 1 and 2. He doesn't really need to make the move yet. He just needs to get there, stay there, to make the move on that last lap, and don't give him time to, retaliate.
Yep, absolutely right about that. Yeah, you don't want to give him time to retaliate if you're going to move him.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Now, someone who does have time is Landon Lacey, who's caught up to these two. Maybe waiting for, if Dean moves that 25, maybe Landon can, try and dive under both of them if the 316 gets, brought up with the 25 if he chooses to move him.
Hey, he could be sitting there licking his chops, hoping those two get together, and he's going to go steal this win.
Yeah, I don't know how their team owner would feel about that, though. As Dean and Landon are both on Filthy 5 Motorsports, so...
Yeah, very, very good perspective, but yeah. No, I think those two will race each other clean, but we'll have to see how they're going to handle the situation with Cody there, trying to move that 25 out of the way. But he is holding strong as we are at 5 laps to go here at Richmond. It is coming down to the wire here, and the 25 had a great corner exit that time, opened up that gap a little bit. That was a great lap for that 25 car, coming to 4 to go.
Yeah, it looks like that 25 is more consistent. I think Dean's tires are just worn out from trying to make that move, and Cody's just been more consistent with how he's won his. This could be a first win for Cody. At least this season. I'm not quite sure about previous seasons.
Right. Yeah. Certainly looks like a very good possibility unless something dramatic happens. But hey, man, this thing is not over. We have still got 2 laps to go. Got a lap car up front there. Yes, sir.
47 maybe, wreaking a little bit of havoc. As he seems to have damage on that left side. I wonder what happened with him. 25 will dive low. 216 will dive with him, but he'll gain time because of that.
Yeah, I think it did a little bit, but...
So we're 2 to go.
Didn't help
Landon
out.
Lacey loses a lot of time because of that 47 car.
Yeah, that did not help the 24 at all.
Dean.
Last lap.
Go big or go home. Yeah, last lap. White flag. Dean gonna try that outside. He's just gonna lose so much time.
See if he can get a big run here.
Momentum. He's got to make this move. He's got to dive low now.
Oh, no. He can't quite get there. Can't quite get there. Awesome run. Congratulations to Cody Reeder, your winner here tonight in race number 3 at Richmond. What a show these guys put on tonight, man. That was awesome. Dean Brummett in second. Landon Lacey in your 3rd position. John Templeton in 4th. And Andy Trippy, your Daytona winner, rounding out the top 5. But tonight, it's all about that beautiful 25 machine. You picked the paint scheme, and you picked the winner tonight, Logan. Great race. We are going to see if we can't grab some drivers to talk to in just one moment.
As Cody Reeder will take top, I don't know how many people had him on their bingo cards for today, but despite all odds, he'll get it done. And he had to steal my number for it. But, position 2 will go to Dean Brummett. Finished P2 at Nashville. Really consistent, just not able to get there. We thought maybe he might try and move that 25 on that last lap, but just wasn't quite able to get there after a modified 1 and 2. Third place will go to Landon Lacey, your winner from last week, who was running up front, but after a varied pit strategy, ended up, going to the back for in P16 for a long while, and was able to fight his way back up in the third. So great race from him. As fourth, we'll go to Jason Templeton. And he went up 4 spots from the beginning. Kind of a dark horse. He was making passes, he was always up there. He was kind of that barrier between those top 3 and everyone else. But behind them would be Anthony Trippi, your Daytona 500 winner, who's just been so dominant. He won Daytona. He's been in the top 5 today after a disappointing result at Nashville. Hopefully this can...
Yes, sir.
Seventh, right behind Bobby Anderson. After a few questionable cautions, he just kind of locked up going into that 70, or he locked up going into somebody. I don't remember, and I don't feel like replaying it. And obviously was kind of locked up a little bit after that wreck with Blake Giglio. Just really unlucky for him, but was able to fight back to 7th. Dakota Camper, your 2-time champion, finished 8th. Didn't pit near the end, and I think that definitely cost him a lot of time. That 7 to Josh Anderson is 9th, and that will... Maybe he would have had a better result, but after some, unlucky contact with that 16 and the 2, he kind of dropped back. He'd originally qualified in 3rd, so not what they wanted, but, still decent points. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 75 of Stoney Benfield, who was one of the bigger movers, I want to say, today. I know he was one of our biggest movers at Nashville. Made the most moves, not one of the biggest movers, but, constantly in action.
Absolutely.
So great to watch.
Yep. Tonight it looks like it's going to be John McIntyre. Plus 11 spots is going to be the biggest mover award tonight. So let's see if we can't grab a couple drivers here. I'm not seeing Landon Lacey in Discord. So
he's currently still in, or I'm not, I don't see him anymore.
I don't see him. So I'm going to grab
Dean.
We're going to grab Dean here. Dean, you got a copy?
Gotcha, loud and clear, gentlemen. How you doing this evening?
Hey, great, brother. How you feeling, man? That was a pretty exciting race out there.
Man, I tell you, we definitely got to we got to get just a smidge. I mean, 5th at Daytona and 2nd the last 2 weeks. And, it's funny because I don't know what the Daytona margin of victory was, but I know last week it was like 4/10, and this week it was as close as it was. So I'm looking at a average of not winning by probably about 3/10 on the whole season. So I mean, overall it was good. I mean, had a pretty big mistake at the beginning, the first pit stop we made. I get a little bit of contact in the outside wall here and there, and I thought I had unchecked my fast repair and actually had unchecked my windshield tear off. So I was running 100 and some odd laps with no fast repair. So I was trying to be as careful as what I could without killing it. And I mean, like I said, for the points wise, I'll take the 2nd place finish, but it gets a little closer every week, man. It just hurts a little more not winning it.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Well, man, you guys put on a heck of a show here. It's been a ton of fun for us up here in the booth, man. There is just an incredible amount of talent in SERL. Fun as heck to watch each and every week as we continue to broadcast this. Great run, great points day, man. 316 up front each and every week. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, man, just want to give a shout out to the team. Unfortunately, Brandon Browning and Dakota Bailey weren't able to make it tonight, and they'll be back hopefully next week. And Landon Lacey, I know he was having some issues tonight. good around for the two of us that showed up. Good team effort, and just want to thank SERL for putting everything on. I was talking to my wife for her Christmas gift. I guess I'm going to have to hit up 213 somewhere and see if I can't get me some shirts made.
I like the sounds of that, brother. Well, hey, I appreciate that very much, and hopefully Landon can get that connection issue figured out, as he is certainly fast each and every week as well. Good team support there, and hopefully we'll talk to you up here in the booth. I'm sure we will in the near future, brother.
Hey, we thank you much, guys. You all
Yes,
have
sir.
a good evening.
You too, man.
You too.
All right,
Yeah,
that was your second place runner here. We are going to meet right now with your race winner, Cody Reeder. You
stole
got
my
a
number.
copy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Logan's up here complaining. He says you stole his number, but hey, you know what, man? As long as the 25's in victory lane, he shouldn't be complaining, right?
That's how I see it. I think I wish the 25 would make a return to the Cup Series. That'd be a dream come true.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Man, we were just talking to Dean here, and man, this been really, really exciting for us up here in the booth. You guys put on one heck of a show each and every week in SERL. Congratulations on your win, man. Your first time talking to us up here. How'd you feel out there, man? Tell us a little bit about your night.
Yeah, it started off pretty good. I thought it was good in practice as far as like averages go, and just comparing to the start of the race, and I don't know what happened. I think track temp and all that stuff changed, and I was just way off from really Logan and the 316 and a couple other guys. Really, I was just way off, and as the track changed, some situations played out kind of in my favor there, and I'm not sure what happened. I had I had the restart of my life, and I had a lap of my life when I passed the 316, and yeah, just never gave it back. It was an overall good night. Did not expect to win at Richmond.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely, man. You did have a stellar restart there. There is no question about that. Well, congratulations on the win, brother, and we hope to have you up here again in the near future. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, gotta shout out my buddy Garrett for guiding me through these things. My teammates, they're not racing in the league this year. Tyson Palmquist, two of my best friends. They always help me get better each and every week. You guys for broadcasting, and for the 316 for not absolutely dumping me when we were racing for the win.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, that was a great show you guys put on here. So thank you very much for that. And brother, we hope to have you back up here in the booth in the near future. And congratulations on your win.
Thank you so much, bud.
You got it, bud. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight, live at Richmond. Your winner, Cody Reeder. So still some pretty good points days for some of the top 5 guys coming into tonight. Dakota Camper finished in 8th. So, still a pretty solid points day for him. As we said, we're going to keep an eye on that each and every week. But we will be back here live next Saturday night for more truck racing. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are going to sign off. And until next time.